Hello and welcome to today's discussion. Today we are going to be talking about ketosis and what that feels like. I always really like to teach this community how to tap in how their body is feeling and the signs and signals that your body is sending you. And you can do that when you are fasting long and feasting well and really being able to tap in what ketosis can feel like for your own body. So if you're jumping on live with us, please take a second to leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new, please take a second, hit that subscribe button or that like button on Facebook. And then if you're joining us on the rebroadcast, we always welcome comments as you stop by as well. So today we're going to be talking about ketosis. I am not a big fan personally of tracking things obsessively, because I can be an obsessive type of person, and I have found that when I become obsessive or really preoccupied about tracking things like weight and calories and macros and numbers and having to chart a bunch of things, then living my lifestyle feels like a chore and I feel like I'm losing my joy. So I do really like to teach women how to tap into signs and signals that your body is sending to you and how you can determine whether what you are doing is going to help you reach your goals or how you might have to find some ways to tweak some things. And in my opinion, this holds true with finding that sweet spot or that opportunity we have to put our body in a state of ketosis. So if you are not using this lifestyle or being in ketosis to be in a critical life healing type of situation. So if you're not battling cancer or you're not coming out of like a treatment type of situation and you're not really focused on deep cellular healing and you're using this lifestyle to reverse the signs of aging, to lose body fat, balance out your hormones, and just create a lifestyle for yourself that is enjoyable, then you can really rely on the feeling that you can identify with actions that you're taking and be confident that you are in a state of ketosis. So I have been experimenting with this for several months now, and I have incorporated some blood ketone testing just to prove what I'm feeling. And I pick about 3 or 4 days a month where I do some blood testing as an experiment and to justify my actions and to prove to myself that this feeling is actually a state of ketosis. So if you're a person who has the means to do some blood testing, I would say it's a really cool experiment. If you don't have the means to do some blood testing, then I'm going to give you the tips that you can rely on that will help you determine whether what you're doing is actually putting you in that environment of being in a state of ketosis. And like I said, this is not for life-saving purposes. This is just for the purposes of what we do here in this community, and that is reverse the signs of aging and put our body into some hormonal balance. So we talk a lot here about the energized sense of calm. And the energized sense of calm is that feeling that your body has when it is tapping into its own energy sources, also known as a fat burning or fat adaptive state. And your mind and your emotions are totally settled and you're feeling really optimistic. This is the feeling that I have tested and know to correlate with being in a state of ketosis. So we call it the energized sense of calm. In the course that I teach, the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman, that is the goal of the 3-week course that I teach, is to get you into that energized sense of calm, get your body to become depleted from the stored glycogen that has a lot of us in insulin resistance type situations, pre-diabetic states, hypoglycemic, and really not able to get our body into that fat burning state. So we get that through that 20-hour clean fasting and the 4-hour feasting. That seems to be the window of opportunity to really tap into the energized sense of calm. You'll know when you are in the energized sense of calm or tapping into those light nutritional ketosis type states when you start to see the signs of aging or some of the problems that you are facing that you're not happy with start to go away. So when you start feeling like you're sleeping through the night well, or your night sweats are going away, hot flashes are going away, a lot of the insomnia type situations, the mental fatigue and fog starts going away, you start to lose some inflammation in your body, so your body starts to slim down naturally. You start to see like little bumps in areas that are problematic to you start to go away. That happens through ketosis, or being in a fat burning state. Remember, ketosis is just the process of our bodies producing ketones because we're utilizing fat as an energy source. So we don't have to become obsessed with testing and measuring. We don't have to become obsessed with counting macros. We don't have to become obsessed with counting calories. All we have to do is trust that when our body is showing signs of being in a fat burning state or showing signs of being fat adaptive, through that feeling of the energized sense of calm and through the reversal of some of the reasons why we're seeking out this lifestyle to begin with, then we know that things are working. And if things are working, then we are actually in that state of ketosis. Now, I said in the beginning, if you are practicing intermittent fasting or you're practicing a fasting lifestyle, so consecutive days of fasting or extended fasting type of opportunities for extreme medical situations, then I think it would behoove you to do some blood ketone testing, because you do want to make sure that you are getting yourself into that deep state of ketosis that will actually get into that deep cellular healing and reverse some of those deep cellular issues that we have as our bodies start to break down. But on an everyday basis, and for us, today's aging women who are just wanting to live our life more energetically and happier, and we want to look and feel good in our own skin, we can really tap into to the signs and signals that our body is sending us. And then when we identify how that feels for us, then we can be confident that what we're doing is correct. So I'm going to share with you what I have been doing over the course of the last couple of weeks and how I have been really been able to tap into the energized sense of calm and what that feels like for me. So for a new person who is starting intermittent fasting and is changing over some things nutritionally, and you're getting through those days of glycogen depletion, and you're training your body to not be dependent on sugar and to be confident in a fat burning state, that little transition period is definitely not a comfortable one. And it's not comfortable because our body's fighting what we're trying to do, because it likes things easy and it's used to doing things the way it always has. And once you kind of pass over that bridge and you get your body into that state where it's efficiently burning fat as its energy source, and you are going to stay consistent with this over time, and your body starts to trust you, what you'll notice is the feeling of hunger is where you're going to thrive. So the last few days, even last week and this week, when I get that like gut burn where your body your stomach feels so empty that it almost feels like it's on fire, that for me is where I thrive. And I know for a lot of women, that's a really uncomfortable feeling, because we're not trained to be confident when we're empty. We're trained to be confident when we're stuffing things down our throat and putting things in our mouth and really numbing away those type of feelings. But I love when those feelings scream and they're loud and clear. So when my stomach feels empty, or we call that the state of hungry, and magic is happening, I can feel my body burning away stored fat. That's something I tap into, and that's an area where I actually feel energized, I feel confident, and I feel super empowered, and I love being in that place. In order for me to get myself to that place, what I have found through the experimentation that I have been doing over the past several years is that I do best there with the most minimal amount of protein possible. I do well there when I have my vegetables in my feasting window. So I know for a lot of keto people, it's hard to imagine putting a lot of vegetables in their nutrition, but I am not consuming any kind of animal protein right now. I'm not doing a lot of grains, and I'm not doing a lot of beans and those kind of things. So vegetables have been my primary source of nutrition. I'm not doing a lot of dairy. I'm eating one like vegetable-based meal a day. I do my breakfast shake, which I talk about here a lot. And then I do my pre-workout formula. I have a cup of coffee and the rest of my day is pretty much filled with water. That's where I am at my best. I don't necessarily anymore, now that I don't have a lot of those pains that I had in the very beginning of this process, I don't necessarily have to fast 20 hours every single day squeaky clean anymore, because I don't have that built up sugar problem that I had when I first started. And even a year into living this lifestyle, I'm pretty depleted on a consistent basis because I do what I talked about on Monday. And Monday we talked about those 3 tips that will help you become a fat burning machine. I fast long, I feast well, and I train smart. So when I'm combining those 3 things in my day, I don't have to do any one of those things in an extreme sort of way to get the results that I'm wanting to get. So I don't have to fast for extremely long hours. I don't have to feast in an extreme sort of way, and I don't have to train and put my body in a completely exhausted state in order to see positive changes happening in my body, because I'm tapping into all 3 ways to get myself to become a fat burning machine. And that really is when we become in that state of having ketones present in our system. When you're going through the initial stages of transitioning into this lifestyle, remember too that when you have the signs of ketones, so you have the keto breath, you have the ketone kind of sensation in your urine, you have it coming out of your body, that's when your body is not at its most efficient state of utilizing ketones. So when I'm in a state of ketosis, I don't necessarily have keto breath anymore. I don't find that I notice ketones in my urine. I don't feel it coming out of my body. It is just that inner feeling that I have in my body where my body is just churning away and tapping into fat stores to utilize as energy. So just because you don't have those beginning keto flu type of symptoms doesn't necessarily mean that you're not in a state of ketosis or that you're not being able to tap into that fat burning opportunity. It just means that your body is using ketones more efficiently. And generally what happens if you are testing is that you'll notice that your ketone levels are going to actually be at a higher place because they're in your bloodstream and they're actually working. So a deep burning feeling internally is a good sign that you're in a state of ketosis. Feeling like your body is depleted, but you have an energized sense of calm simultaneously. So depleted meaning that you are really having to tap into storage in order to get your body energized, but your body's doing it efficiently, so you have an abundance of energy and your mind and your emotions are very stabilized. So you're not in like a fight or flight type of feeling as well. And then what you're going to find is that you're going to start to see a lot of those changes that you're hoping for, reversal of the signs of aging, your memory is going to come back, your brain is going to be on fire, you'll be super sharp in the way you're thinking, you'll be super productive in the way you go about your day, and then what you'll notice is that you'll see some of the exterior changes going on in your body as well, because that is the ultimate goal. We want to make sure that we are tapping away at a lot of that stuff that's being stored and we're doing it in a very efficient way. So that's how I can tell that I'm in a state of ketosis. That's what it feels like to me. If I can say that I feel like I'm in an energized sense of calm, I know now because I've tested it that I am actually in a state of ketosis. The one thing you have to be careful of is that you're honest with yourself and you're not cheating the system. So you want to make sure that you can tap into those 3 areas again so that you are not having to go into extremes in any one of the 3. So fasting long enough for your body, feasting on the right foods for your body, and then making sure that you have a fitness regimen that is also smart for your body as well, so you're not putting it under any undue stress. You're actually enjoying what you're doing because that matters as well, and you're exercising in the right intensity and duration to get the effects that you want to actually get that body depleted and make sure you're burning off what you have stored in your muscles as far as glycogen goes, and you can get into that fat burning state. So I hope this helps. What I don't want to create here in this community is women who become food phobic. So we don't want anyone to be afraid of eating. We want you to be in a situation when your feast opens up that you're confident about what you're putting in your body, and that what you're putting in your body not only makes you feel good physically, but that it is making you feel good mentally and emotionally as well. And then we also want to make sure that we're not creating this obsessive type of environment as well for ourselves, where if we don't track it, we don't poke it, we don't chart it, that it's actually not happening. Trust me, you can train your body to send you the signs and signals that you need to receive to know and ensure yourself that you are doing the right things. And then you just keep that going through time and consistency and watch the results absolutely magically fall into place for you. And that is really I think the most fun about creating your own lifestyle is when you see the fruits of your labor actually transition into results, and you know that you did it for yourself by listening to your body. And that is an amazing gift that you can give yourself, that you can carry on through the rest of your life as well. So I'm going to jump on really quickly and see if there's any questions or comments. And then I just want to say really quickly before some of you I know like to jump off when we get to the question and comments part, please make sure that you are signed up on our email list. We are sending out an email every week, and we pick 1 week out of one of the emails that we send out. And if you're not a student in our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, we do offer a one-time 24-hour discount to our course. We never announce when that's happening. You want to make sure that you're on our email list so you will get the notification of when we are implementing that one-time 24-hour discount, and we try to do it at least once a session. So get on the email list, because we are gearing up to let everyone know that we have a discount coming up for our June course. So if you are worried about the financial commitment for jumping into our course, we always like to give everyone an opportunity to jump on to take advantage of saving some money. And you get to do it one day for 24 hours, but you have to be on our email list. So, and if you want to be on our email list, you just go to fortodaysagingwoman.com. There's a spot there that you can do that. So let me welcome everyone real quick on Facebook, and then I will go to YouTube. Cindy, hello. Amy, always good to have you with us. Girlfriend Marie from the April 2019 course. Susan from the May course. Welcome, girlfriend. Cassia from the September 2018 course. Cindy is here. Pauline from Calgary is here. She took the course in October. Leslie from Utah, so glad I can watch today. I've been thinking about this subject this week. March 2019 graduate. Awesome. Well, hopefully, Leslie, you were able to achieve that feeling of the energized sense of calm when you were in the course in March. And if not, you have to go back to that 20-hour clean fast. The 20-hour clean fast and a 4-hour nutrient-dense feast is enough to really get your body in that state of depletion, where you'll start to get into that fat burning state and really benefit from the energized sense of calm for sure. Christy, hello, December 2018 grad, ready to reel it back in and get back on track. Awesome, girlfriend. You just picked the day you want to fast long and feast well, and you are back in. Teresa from Flower Mound, girlfriend down the road, good to see you with us today. Happy to catch you live. Eileen from fall 2018. Teresa is here. Michelle is here, and then Laura. Question, do I need to fast for how long to be empty and switch over? I have not been there in that depleted state. So that's the thing that no one can really tell you, because we don't know how much storage we are walking around with. So time and consistency are going to be your best friend when you're trying to really deplete a lot of those glycogen stores that have our cells so backed up. So it took me a really long time. I was insulin resistant and I was pre-diabetic, and I have had sugar issues my entire life. So I really had to be very consistent for a long period of time to get my body to that point of the energized sense of calm. Every time you make an exception and you quote unquote slip up, or however it is that we, describe making a decision that's going to take us off track, I always look at that as a day that you just set yourself back another day of getting to the energized sense of calm. So if your goal is to get to the energized sense of calm, and your goal is to get your body into nutritional ketosis, you cannot slip up until you've reached that point. And then what we're finding is that you can jump in and out pretty quickly. But if you're walking around in a completely clogged up cellular state, you have to consistently aim for the depletion until you actually get to the point where you've cleaned things out. So it's sort of like a backed up drain. You can't partially unclog it in order for the water to flow through. You have to completely unclog it in order for the water to flow through. Think of your cells the same way. So every time we steer off track from this lifestyle before we're healed, we set ourselves back. So stay consistent, stay determined, figure out whatever your why is for doing this, and have that be the thing that leads you. And before you know it, you'll be living in an energized sense of calm, and it is really a great place to be. Jody, finding you has been the final puzzle piece for me. It has all just clicked and I feel amazing and boundless energy. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, girlfriend. So you must be living in the energized sense of calm. That is the best feeling in the world. Yeah, the energized sense of calm is the best. And then Kathy, I have a rotator cuff surgery and I'm having a hard time fasting and still keeping my energy up while healing. Okay, so Kathy, what you want to do is give yourself a little bit of grace and make sure that you're not overdoing yourself. Healing, fasting to heal is the best way to heal. So you want to make sure that all you're concentrating on is healing your body. I would totally take a step back from any kind of exercise right now. Really take advantage of any opportunity that you can fast long and clean, possibly go down to like a 1 meal a day type of thing. Give yourself a couple days in that arena and see if that kind of expedites some things. But if you're exhausted, that means your body's working overtime to heal. And feasting isn't necessarily going to be the answer to the feeling tired problem. The best thing you can do is just give yourself some time to relax and recover and know that fasting is going to be the best way to get yourself there for sure. And then Joan, hi there, long time no see. I know, girlfriend. And then Laura, well, you might have just answered it, 24. Yeah, for sure. And then Yolanda from February, does cellulite go away with IF? Yes and no. So I have had cellulite since I was in high school and I was playing soccer and running. My body just has cellulite. So there's a difference, in my opinion, between cellulite and body fat. So I know the difference between when I have genetic cellulite and when I have excess body fat. I know I will have cellulite forever. And that's just something that I just am okay with. You know, I know how to kind of dress myself around it. Like, you would probably not think I had cellulite if you saw me walking down the street, and that's my goal. Is like, I don't advertise that I have cellulite. But then there have been times when I have excess body fat as well. So you have to determine, and this is where like your food story and your life story really do come into play, and looking at other members of your family and how their bodies look, especially other women in your family. And then know that there's just part of us as being women where our bodies hold on to fat. It's what makes us beautiful, shapely women. So you're not gonna ever be completely fat free. But if you have areas where you feel like you have bubble, I call it like bumps of fat, those can go away with time and consistency with living this lifestyle and making sure that you're feasting well. And in my opinion, you should also make sure that you're exercising for your body type as well. So, you know, it is a combination of things. But in my opinion, unless you've just been in a position where you've never ever had cellulite ever and no one in your family has cellulite, you will probably always have a little bit. And that, I think, is just the reality of life for us as women. And I don't know, I like being a woman, so I'll go ahead and handle the cellulite that my body has, because I can't imagine what I would have to do to get rid of it. Okay, let's see what we got here on YouTube. Jackie, hello. Sylvia, good to see you as well. Simone, down 21 pounds from March. Girlfriend, congratulations. That is awesome. So March, all of April, half of May, 21 pounds is amazing, girlfriend. Congratulations. I bet you feel amazing, and you must be living in the energized sense of calm as well. Leanne from Georgia, I'm a graduate from November 2017. I agree, this is the most freeing lifestyle. Thank you for all your help. Oh, you're welcome, girlfriend. Thanks for coming back and visiting with us. Delaney from Minneapolis, appreciate the encouragement. Good, girlfriend. Laura, currently in the May class, making progress and love it. Good for you, girlfriend. Now it's time and consistency. The thing with intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle or a nutrient-dense lifestyle and training smart is it's pretty black and white. Like, what you have to do is pretty black and white, and then what you do is you tweak it to make yourself happy or live authentically, and then it's just time and consistency. The time and consistency part is what really messes people up, because we talk about this a lot here. You have two questions to ask yourself: how long will you fast and how well will you feast? That's it. Simple questions. They should be very simple answers. It's the time and consistency part that messes with us because life happens. So you have to learn how to really navigate life and intertwine it with this lifestyle so that when life happens, if you go off track a little bit, you can find your way back easily. And this is where I really do emphasize knowing what ketosis feels like and understanding what it takes to get your body there. Because once you understand it, I can jump in and out of ketosis in like a 24-hour period. I know what my body needs to get there. I also know what takes it out very quickly. So knowing that and knowing that I have the power to jump in and out is what keeps me coming back. It's a game to me. It's an experiment. It is the most fun I have ever had manipulating my body, and I can't imagine living any other way. So when you frame your emotions and your mentality around it being fun and your body's just a science project that you're manipulating and you're playing with, then you take the guilt out, you take the stress out, you take the negative self-talk out, and you just play the game over and you can jump back in. So pay attention to your body, make sure you're journaling, and if you haven't jumped in our course yet, jump in the course, because I give you everything that you need to live this life out successfully. Then it's just a series of choices that you have to make for yourself, for sure. Jay Mitty is in the May class and doing well. Awesome. Tomiko from Kansas, I'm back again. I'm on staycation and so glad to catch you live for a second time. I just did some weightlifting. Now I'm about to break my fast, 20-hour fast, and you feel awesome. Congratulations, girl. Sounds like you're living the life too. Little Jordan Farm, I'm mainly doing intermittent fasting, low carb, but still retaining a lot of fluid about 2 to 3 in the evening. Probably something you're doing in your feast if you feel like you're retaining water post feast. And you know, a lot of us don't realize also that, and I had this big aha moment too, and I know people gasp when I say I drink 100 to 150 ounces of water a day, but that's what keeps me at my slimmest. If I don't drink that much water, I also notice that I start to feel a little fluffy. So maybe look at how much water you're consuming, and you might need to up that as well. And then Susan in the May class and feeling great. Awesome. Gretchen in the May class. Karen G, is depression a sign of ketosis? So depression isn't necessarily a sign of ketosis. What actually happens is we get what I call the sugar blues. And so when your body is detoxing from sugar, because remember, sugar is like a drug. So when your body is detoxing from sugar, you can get the blues from that. And then once you kind of burn through that, then what I have found and what a lot of women have found in this community is your body becomes a little bit more stabilized emotionally. And then when you get into the energized sense of calm, it is a really empowering feeling. And the blues tend to go away. So it's more a sugar thing than it is ketosis for sure. Jackie, thanks for jumping on. Wendy in the May class. Birdie, doing IF truly clean is so much easier. Thanks for sharing. Girlfriend, do nothing and embrace everything, right? So all those little things that we hear on the internet about you can do this little thing and you can add this in and it's okay to do this and okay to do that, just do nothing. Doing nothing is the best way to fast. Doing nothing is the best way to get your body into ketosis. You do not need little crutches to get you there. Just fast, drink your water. And if you enjoy having a little cup of coffee that's black or some tea or something, then definitely add that in. But you do not have to be a slave to elixirs. Just fast and you'll get amazing results. Renee, I got one of my coworkers to sign up. She's starting your June course. Awesome, girlfriend. Thanks for the referral. We totally appreciate it. And Renee, if you want to jump in with her, email me around the first week of June and I'll throw you back in class and you can be her little buddy and accountability partner for the class. So we'd love to do that for our friends who are referring others to the course. So just let me know, Renee, and I'll put you back in. Grace Ann, May class, doing well. Awesome. Wendy in the May class, loving it and learning so much. Awesome. Carolyn, just started watching and catching up, want to join the June class, trying this on my own. The sense of hunger is killing me and hard to hang on during fasting. We teach you how to get through all that in the class. So hopefully, Carolyn, we will see you in June for sure. Tomiko, I break my fast with the smoothie. Then I'm very mindful about how I feast. When my body feels satisfied, I'm done eating. Yeah, that's a sign and signal. We need to listen to that one as well. Just want to encourage everyone, thumbs up in chat. It helps her with YouTube. Oh, thanks, Little Jordan Farm. Yeah, so if you guys can throw me some thumbs up on YouTube and Facebook, that does really help spread the word and puts us in the streams on YouTube and Facebook for other women to join in our community. So thank you for saying that, and always feel free to share as well. Leslie from London, thanks for jumping on with us, girlfriend. And Lori from Lubbock, just up the road. Wendy, I was afraid to eat. That's why I joined the May class. I truly now am enjoying feasting. Yes, that is awesome that you've shared that. The one thing we do not want to create is a community of women who are food phobic. Food should be enjoyable. Food should be that thing that we're excited about putting in our body because it's going to make us feel amazing and it's going to provide energy and nourishment for us. So we should not be afraid to feed ourselves. We should be educated about how to feed ourselves, and we should listen to the signs and signals that our body is sending us so we feed ourselves well. And then food is so much fun, and it really is, it is sort of like this big experiment that we're doing with ourselves, and how is this going to work, and what can I do to change this, and we start playing around with food, and I think that's when it really becomes super, super fun to live this lifestyle, and we can enjoy food once again, because I know I used to be that girl that was food phobic, and I hated that part of my life for sure. Marilyn, loving the course class. I've learned so much. I started on my own, but with your guidance has turned me into a fat burner. Awesome. I consistently fast 20 hours. However, my stomach doesn't growl. Should I go longer? No, not necessarily. Whether your stomach growls or it doesn't growl isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's just a thing. So if you're feeling well at 20 hours and you're seeing the results that you're hoping for, then you're good. Now, if you have an occasion where you can push it a little farther, I would say that's just fun to see what happens and how your body responds. But consistency, I think, is the best thing. And if you're a consistent type of person and you like a schedule, stay with what's working for you for sure. Little Jordan Farm, still struggling with excess fluid. Any suggestions? Time and consistency, lots of water. Making sure you're paying attention to what you're feasting on and that it's not causing any sort of retention at all. And then Margaret, hello. Marjorie, hello. Ida, hello. Sharon, thanks for jumping on from Glasgow. Margaret, do you do the marine or beef collagen? I think it's beef. It's from Vital Proteins is what it is. So I'm not vegan for vegan purposes. I'm vegan just because animal protein, I don't do well with it. It's just too much protein for my body, and I'm getting enough through my collagen supplements and through my break fast shake, so I don't really add anymore. And so yeah, it's a beef collagen for sure, but there are some really good marine ones, and I think Vital Proteins has that as well. And then Carolyn from Atlanta, does the cold freezing feeling during fasting ever ease up after we are in a good ketosis state? Yes, it does. Everything that's problematic in the beginning of changing anything nutritionally eventually evens itself out. So just stick with it. I just say, carry a sweater around with you or bundle up in a blanket at night, but it goes away. And just know that, just because you're feeling cold, again, that's not a bad thing. It's just a feeling, and it will eventually subside as your body starts to regulate for sure. And then Paula, can you drink water on the 20-hour fast? You can drink as much water as you want. I highly recommend it. Magic Touch, do you have a following... Do you have to be following a ketogenic diet to reach ketosis, or can that still happen when you are just fasting? So what I have found is I have to follow a lower carb type of diet, but I don't follow the ketogenic diet. So the more fat you have, the easier it is. The less glycogen store up and backup you have, the easier it is. When I go more than 20 hours in a fasted state that's clean, I get into a deeper state of ketosis. So again, it just depends on what your goals are. Remembering that 0.5 to 1.5 is a good amount of nutritional ketosis. Anything above that is really more therapeutic ketosis. So it just depends on what your goals are. But the more carbs you have in your body that you're not burning off, the longer it takes to get to fat burning. So I always try to keep that in mind. And then using the feasting well and training smart to really help burn off any carbs that I'm consuming for sure. Let's see what else. Paula, can I drink water on a fast? I already answered that. Janet, so happy to be catching you live. Awesome, Janet. Good to have you. Tamika, 20-hour fast is a sweet spot. This is when I really started getting results. It seems like it happened overnight, and I was just doing this for the health benefits. Yeah, for sure. 20 hours is that thing that when you're consistent with it and you're really watching any excess carbohydrates in your feast, and if you can add in a little bit of training, your body will get to that energized sense of calm so much faster, because all three of those things serve the same purpose. That's why I call it the trifecta, right? So you're doing three things simultaneously to get the same end result. And that's really magic for sure. And then Paula, where do I go to join the June class? There is a link in the description and there's a link in the comments. So just look at the comments, you'll find it. And then Laura, this is why I do so well and love this. The black and white. I get in trouble when there's gray area. Yeah, for sure. So we are very, very systematic in how we live our life here in our house. We're super consistent about things. I break my fast every day with the same thing. I drink the same type of coffee. We usually have the same types of things for dinner. And then we have the fun and the fluff when we go outside of our everyday normal life. So I expand on my nutrition when I go out to dinner and someone else is making it. But when we're here at home, it's super simple, it's super clean, and it's super repetitive. And that has really helped us really stay on track with the results that we're looking for. So that helps as well. And it's so simple. You can spend your time and money and energy on other things. You don't have to constantly be thinking about food. And then Beth, been fasting 20 hours, breaking fast with the salad and clean eating. The past few days I've been having joint pain. Any suggestions on what that might be going on? No, sometimes you just have joint pain. I always say maybe something's healing that needs to be healing, or maybe it's a change in the barometric pressure. I mean, who knows? I would say on those days, just drink more water, fast longer if you can, and just try to take some deep breaths and, you know, just relax into it and then see how you feel the next day for sure. But remember, our body's constantly adjusting and constantly changing and hopefully constantly healing. So just let it be. Don't panic and just stay with the flow, and then see how you feel the very next day for sure. I think that's it. Terry, February grad, ketosis strips worked in the beginning, but not anymore. Food is still pretty consistent. Yeah, remember, keto strips are for measuring excess ketones, and they expire very quickly. So you always have to have a fresh bottle. Once you open a bottle of urine strips, they're only good for 30 days. And then you have to make sure that you seal them tightly in order for them to stay good as well, or they just expire. They have a really short shelf life. And so I would say if you're going to test for ketones, the best thing to do is just do blood metering. If you guys want to know a good blood meter, just email me and I'll share with you what I'm using. It's super convenient. And like I said, I only do it a few days a month because it's expensive. And I just trust the signs, signals that my body is sending me. And let's just face it, ladies, you know when you're on track and you know when you're off track. You know when you're making too many exceptions in your feasting window, or you're cutting yourself short on a fast, or you're not working out consistently. We don't have to test to prove that. So when I test my blood ketones, it's to test that I am in ketosis. I'm not trying to prove that I'm not. And I use the same philosophy that I use with the scale. If I'm having a bad day, you will never ever see me near a scale. I would only step on a scale when I'm looking and feeling my best and know that I've consistently been doing the things to create a change. Because then when I'm confident about my actions and I step on a scale and it doesn't give me the number that I'm hoping for, I could care less because I look and feel good already. So never get on a scale when you're having a bad day. Never test your blood ketones when you've been cheating the system. Only test them to prove what you are doing is working. And if you're not in ketosis yet, go back and trace your steps and figure out where you might need to make some tweaks, and then give yourself another opportunity to test. So we're only proving the good when we measure things. We're not trying to validate the bad. And that will keep us in a really positive headspace with what we're doing as well. And that matters, because the last thing you want to do is feel stressed out. Kate, hello. Diane from Pennsylvania is here. Girlfriend, nice to see you. Annette, about how many calories do you eat in your 4 hours? I have no idea, and I could care less. I eat until I feel satisfied, and I eat pretty much, like I said, the most consistent things. My body is really efficient at feasting off of itself, and that's where it gets most of its caloric intake is from past meals and fat burning. So I could care less how much I consume in a day in calories. It doesn't matter. Some days I feast a lot and some days I feast a little. I really go how I feel. Barbara, I've been telling friends about IF and they say it slows down your metabolism. How do I keep my metabolism high? Fast long, feast well, train smart. 3 things you need to do to keep your metabolism high. And if you fast long and clean, your body will adjust its own metabolism. Eating 6 hours, 6 times a day in small increments of window time, and cheating yourself will definitely slow down your metabolism. So fasting long will speed it up. And really don't care what your friends think, because they're probably not doing anything to keep their metabolism going either. And then Cindy, can you become depleted over time if you do 16-8 consistently, or do you need to do 24? I don't know, Cindy, because I don't know where your body is starting out, but for most women in this community, I would say about 90% of us, 20 hours of clean fasting and 4 hours of feasting is the go-to, with some room for flexibility for life. So today we fasted 16 hours, right, Michael? And I've been doing a consistent 19 to 20. But Michael's home today, so we decided to break our fast a little early. He'll be gone tomorrow, and he'll be gone on Friday, so we go right back to our 20 hours of clean fasting. And so you can fluctuate once you're depleted, and doing a 16-hour fast isn't going to contribute to your cellular backup. So build in flexibility when you can, for sure. And then Tammy, can you take thyroid medication in the AM if you're fasting? You have to take thyroid medication as prescribed by your doctor, with the goal of fasting to eliminate the need for prescription medication is the best advice I can give on that one. And then Julie, how do I get rid of migraines? You have to figure out what's triggering the migraine. So I would journal what you're doing in your fast and your feast and what's going on throughout your day, and then pinpoint what it is that's causing the migraine to happen in the first place, and then you eliminate that thing. And then Yolanda, does cellulite go away with IF? I already did that one. Okay, cool. So I think I got everyone. That was a lot today. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave a comment or a question in the comments box. We love it. That's how we really do help our community move forward and really support one another, is when we share what we are being successful with, and we are sharing what we're struggling with, so we know that we are not alone. And that's really what I love most about this community, is that we are always looking out for each other. So thank you so much for leaving a comment. Always feel free to share this. Like I said, make sure you get on our email list, especially if you've never taken the course again, because we do pick one 24-hour period in every month to offer a course discount, and we only offer that through email. So if you're on our email list when we send it out, you will have an opportunity to take advantage of our 24-hour discount that's going to be coming up for the month of June. Links to sign up in June are in the comment section and in the description box, so please take a look there if you're looking to join us in June. If you're struggling with fasting, or you don't understand what the energized sense of calm is, or you would love to get yourself in a state of ketosis on a regular basis, always feel free to jump into one of our monthly courses. That is the focus of the course, is to educate you and teach you how to take control of your life by managing your fasting and your feasting. Thanks for jumping on with me today. If you guys are on Instagram, or you're following me on Instagram, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be going live to talk about something that is training smart related. So if you can jump on live, definitely do so. If you miss me on the live will be up for 24 hours, and then I always end up posting it to my IGTV as well. So hopefully I'll see you somewhere around on social media this weekend. And in the meantime, make sure that you're fasting long, feasting well, and training smart.